Right, what we're going to look at is a box plot from a list. Remember when we get lists of data, we work out averages. I will give us just a basic list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is my list. They're already in order, so we don't need to worry about putting them in order. Now, the average we use for box plots is the median. Okay, so we want the median, but then there's two other things that we need from a box plot that we've not seen before. One's called the lower quartile, and one's called the upper quartile. Now, looking at the words quartile, lower and upper, fine. One's going to be the smaller value, the lower value. One's going to be the higher value, the upper value. Okay, the quartile is to do with the quarter. Okay, the median, we know it's the value halfway through, in the middle of the data. So the median is the halfway value, the lower quartile is the 1/4 way value, and the upper quartile is the 3/4 way value. Okay, so what we need when we have a list, we need to put it in order. We need to find the middle value, which is the median. We need to find the value that's 1/4 of the way through the list, and we need to find the value that's 3/4 of the way through the list. Now it's nice and easy to do that. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that with this list, and then I'll show you roughly what a box plot is. So the first step is to put the numbers in order. The next step is to find the median. Now, to find the median, if it's a long list of information, I would recommend you cross the numbers off one at a time until you get to the middle number. Okay, so you'd cross two end numbers off, then the two numbers that are just in from the end, then the next numbers in from the end, and you'd be left with the middle number, which is 4. So this is the median. Okay, so we've got the median value. Now, to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile, what we do is we take the two portions either side of the median. So we ignore the numbers on the right and we just find the middle value of what's left. Okay, also ignoring the median. So the numbers on the left, so we've got 1, 2, and 3. So we cross the numbers off and we find the median, or the middle value, of those numbers. So the middle value of 1, 2, and 3 is 2. So that is your 1/4 way value. So that is your lower quartile. If you were left with two numbers, because you crossed them off and you got left with two numbers, you'd find the middle value of those two numbers. Then for the upper quartile, you do the same on the right hand side. So you get to the median, you ignore the median, and you look at the numbers to the right. That's 5, 6, 7. The middle number of those three numbers is your 6, so that's your upper quartile. Okay, so the only other numbers that you need to draw yourself a box plot is the lowest value, and the highest value. Okay, now you've got all those numbers, it's straightforward to draw a box plot. And I'll show you the rough way of drawing a box plot, and then we'll do it for this data. So a box plot looks like this. You have a box in the middle. You have what we call whiskers. Okay, these are what I don't know. Well, don't worry about why, but yeah, they're called box and whisker plots sometimes. And then what you do, so you have a line in the middle of your box somewhere. It doesn't have to be in the middle, could be over on the left, could be over on the right, could be anywhere in this box, but it will be in this box. Okay, this number is your lowest value. Well, let's just draw an arrow from the other one. Okay, this number at the end where this bar is your highest value. This edge of the box, this line at the edge of the box, will be where your upper value is, your upper quartile. This value on the left-hand side of the box will be your lower quartile, and this line will be on the value where your median is. Okay, so to go with your box and whisker plot, you would have a scale, and normally the scale will run along next to your box and whisker plot. We know the highest value is 7, so 7 will be in line with this line here. We know that the upper quartile is 6, so 6 will be in line with this upper quartile. We know the middle value is 4, so 4 will be in line with this middle value. The lower quartile is 2, so we know that this edge of the box will be in line with the 2, and the lowest value is 1. I shouldn't have crossed that out. Oh, why have I drawn a 7? Sorry, my mistake. So we know that this line will be in line with the 1 here, okay? And that is your box and whisker plot, given a list of data. So the first step, when you get given a list, is put the numbers in order. Okay. The second step is find the median value. So middle value is the median. The third step is to find your lower quartile. Actually, you can do the lower or the upper quartile. It depends which way around you'd like. So the lower quartile, and that's the middle value from the lowest number to the number left of the median. And the same, but just in the other way round, for your upper quartile. You want the middle value from the highest number this time to the number right on the right hand side, because remember it goes in order, right of the median. That's if you're ordering them from smallest to biggest. Once you've done those, the only other thing you need to do is identify the lowest number in the list and the highest number in the list. And then you can use the scale and the diagram they've given you, or I'll show you how to draw one without, and you can draw your box plot. So there's an explanation. So let's go through an example. So find the median, upper quartile and lower quartile from the following set of data, and then draw a box plot for this data. So the first step, put your numbers in order. So once I'm putting them in order, I'm going to cross them out so I don't make a mistake. So the lowest number is 8. The next lowest number is 10. The next lowest number looks like a 13. The next lowest is 14, and there's 2 of them. So I put 2 numbers in there. The next is 15, and there's 2 of those. So I'll cross those both out. The next one is 16. The next one is 18. Cross that out. 19. Ooh, where are we at? 21. And then 22. Then we've got 24, 29, and 35. So let's have a look. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 numbers in total. So the first step is to find the median value. So if I just tick them off until I get to the middle numbers or number, I don't want to cross them off because I'm going to use this list a second time. So one from each end, one from each end, one from each end. Oh, there we go. So the median number is the number in the middle. So the median equals 16. Right, the lower quartile, and sometimes we just put LQ, okay, for lower quartile. So the lower quartile is ignore the median, and then we just choose the numbers on the left-hand side, and we want to find the middle value for those. So this time I'm going to cross them off. So cross off the 15, cross off the 8, cross off the 15, cross off the 10, 14, 13. We're left with the lower quartile of 14. And the upper quartile, I will do the same to the right-hand side. So we're going to the right of the median, and then we're going to cross them off one at a time. There we go. And we're left with 22. So remember with the box plot, I needed the lowest value is 8, the lower quartile of 14, the median of 16, the upper quartile of 22, and the highest value of 35. So now I can draw my box plot for this data. And I'm going to have to use a ruler because I haven't got any paper. Now the only problem with a ruler is I can't get to 35 on my ruler if I did every whole centimetre. So what I'm going to do is every half centimetre is going to be equal to 1. And I'm not going to start at 0. I'm going to start just left of the lowest number, which is going to be 8. Okay, so if I say I'm starting from 8, just left of, so I'll start from 6, sorry. So if that's 6, then every 1 centimetre is going to be 2, so that would be 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Yeah, I've just gone past 35, so that's fine. I can do that because that's at 36. So I'll just put a marker every centimetre. Because you want a decent scale when you do this. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Now, normally you will be given graph paper. And you won't have to worry about doing the scales necessarily because they'll have the graph paper there. You'll just have to decide what numbers go where. Okay, so you will need to do some of it, but you won't necessarily need to do all of it. So now let's start putting the values in. Remember, it's 2 whiskers with a line at each end, and then there's going to be a box in the middle. So the lowest value is 8. So let's put a line at 8. The lower quartile is where the box starts, and that's at 14. So in line with 14. And remember, we need to join this up with a whisker. And now this is where the box starts. And the box goes from the lower quartile all the way up to the upper quartile. So we're going to go from 14 to 22. So 22 is here. So this is where our box is going to be. The highest value is 35, so I'm going to have to put a line all the way up to this point, which is 35. And remember, we join that with a whisker. And then the only thing we haven't put in there, which we need to put in there, is the median. And the median goes inside the box. So the median is 16. 16 is line here, so the median line goes there. And that is a box and whisker plot, okay, from a list of numbers. Now, we do it with other things as well, but for now, let's just start with what's probably the easiest, where we're using a list of numbers, all right? So have a go at some questions, do your best, and maybe we'll do something different next lesson, all right? See you soon.